3, 2, 1.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Boys, I know what you're dealing with up there weather-wise. I have some...
6, Mike. 6 degrees in Leesburg this morning.
I have some bad news and some good news.
Oh, that's
Which would you like first, Oscar?
I like the bad news first.
Hurt
Me
bad-
first, and then
Well, I'll give you the good news. The good news first.
right.
No, I'll give you the bad news first.
All right.
The bad news is record-setting cold in your area, correct?
Yes.
Boo.
The bad news is maybe 8 to a foot of snow.
I heard 10 to 12 today.
10 to 12 inches. You might be getting a major. That is for DC.
Yeah.
That is a massive
I call
snowstorm.
that a good workout.
You know what they call it in
What
Boston
does that
now?
even mean?
Oh, I get to shovel.
Okay.
He gets to show.
Every
In
day.
Boston, they call it a dusting.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they call
Poor
it.
Boston.
They don't even care. They get that in July.
My family in Boston now is I'm really avoiding calling them because of the attitude because
So nothing has changed.
exactly nothing really has changed at all. So you guys in the grip of one of the worst winters ever on the East Coast. Would you like the other bad news?
Sure.
The other bad news today in Southwest Florida, as the Red Sox truck arrives for spring training, the high temperature will be 77 degrees with sunshine.
You're such a jerk.
Yeah.
Why
Would you like the good? Would you like the good? Would you like the good news now?
At this point, I'm not sure I
Yeah.
do. No.
Well, you're gonna. I told you when it's bad news and good news. It's bad news and good news for you guys.
Grow up.
I told you I would tell you this,
All right,
and it would
what's
give
the
you
good
great
news?
joy.
What's the good
I have the
news?
worst head cold I've ever had in my natural life.
Win. He suffers.
Carla came out into the living room when I was prepping the show, and sometimes I do that I actually prep the show in front of the magic box watching, and I'm not and we'll get to it again. I know it's the same empathy, but I'm ready.
Multitasking.
I'm ready to bail on that Today Show because I watched the first 15 minutes, and now the first 15 minutes of Today Show no longer gives me information.
Well,
It doesn't. They're even moving into that.
What it
They
is,
suck
Mike, it's
that
a
bad.
15-minute setup for the walk to the orange room.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Complete telegraph. Carla comes out and sees me sitting on the edge of the sofa, and I hope that this translates through the high-definition camera that my boys are looking at me on, and that some of the people, the 8 people watching us on Ustream,
Solid
are
9.
looking at it. This is me. I'm sitting. I'm not typing, although my laptop is open. I am not watching television, although the television is on with the volume up. I am looking down at the cocktail table, and I'm going like this.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're
Like
slack-jawed.
that.
You are quite literally
breathing,
slack-jawed.
Yeah, breathing through my mouth. And the weird thing is the adrenaline of the show. If you could bottle that and put that into some sort of this is the best I've felt all day.
An elixir.
Yeah.
And I know as soon as the show is over, I'm also going to go back into the like that. And
Mike,
yeah,
it's what we call the expression of the latent 12-year-old.
That's exactly what it is.
I see it
in
all
school,
the time.
in school, right?
I see it
in
all
school.
the time.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Oscar went to an art auction, and that's what I'm truly curious about today, because you actually went to an art auction.
Well,
I didn't know you were. I never thought of you as a cultured individual.
Well, Mike, I'm a man of many sides, right?
Yes, of course.
I've got
Mike, he's a man of many sides.
Right. Would you
Both
like to
sides of the
give him the
coin.
English translation
both
of what he wanted to
sides of
say?
the coin.
What you are?
It can be talents.
Yeah, sure.
It can be tastes.
Yes,
Interests.
Yeah, but it's not man of many sides.
Man of many sides.
What are you? You're a Dungeon and Dragons.
Oscar
I
is
just opened
Oscar
a
is the
nightclub.
Pentagon of men.
Yes, pentagram more like it.
I am
but
the pentagon of
am I
men.
right, ladies?
And on the side of the face is 66.
Yes.
Or 395.
What?
This is going to be a great show, by the way. I can tell already. This
This
show
is
is going to
my
be.
this is my 4th year at the Art League's Patrons Annual Art Show, right? And it's at the
Say it again.
The Art League's Patrons Annual Art Show.
It's
Thank
the
you,
Art
Rob.
League's Patrons.
Well, are you
art show.
involved with this?
Well,
Are you a performer?
In the 4th year, I am now the MC.
Are you a patron?
I am a patron.
Or, I guess for you, it would be more like being a patron.
So the Art League is basically a group, an organization down, and most of the people that belong, if not all of them, are at the Torpedo Factory down in Old Town Alexandria.
Now, a lot of people don't know about this. In days of old, there was a factory that built torpedoes in Alexandria.
Built torpedoes, and in the great weird world and cocktail that is the Washington, D.C. area and the suburbs, you have a mixture of history and extraordinary violence. If you come to D.C., it's just like, oh, well, what do you want to do after? Well, you can see the Smithsonian that has all these beautiful
works of art.
Works of art, and it's just spectacular. Then you can see the monument to all of our leaders, and then you can come out to Manassas and see the battlefield where they had not one battle, they had 2 battles.
Come see an excited Manassas resident say, there was a day in 1863 when the river ran red with blood.
Exactly. Or you can go to where Oscar was, which is the Torpedo Factory, which they kept the name.
Right.
They kept the name because they found it charming that now that they can put a little shop in, all these little galleries in this building where they used to manufacture bombs to sink boats to kill thousands of people.
It was after World War II. They tried to market torpedoes to the general public.
Right.
And they weren't buying, Mike.
Yes.
They just weren't buying. So what they did is they turned it into an art space.
Right. And then you can get done with your, have a little lunch right next to the Torpedo Factory. And then perhaps drive out to the battlefield in Manassas, passing the National Rifle Association out on your left. Sorry.
If you look to your left, you'll see the NRA.
Yes, founded in 1954, the Art League is a charitable and educational nonprofit organization.
Now, when did they merge with the NFL? And what did you just do to your light, Mike?
Just turned my light on. It was off.
Yeah, you look like you're
The
tanning.
League is a multifaceted visual arts organization that meets its mission through its gallery, fine art schools, art supply stores, and arts outreach programs.
There was a fine arts building at VCU, and the map they gave us when we became freshmen, there was a misprint, so it said Farts Building.
Farts Building. That sounds good, Trebek.
So, for the past 3 years, I've gone, and you basically buy a raffle ticket.
Sure.
There are a little more than 700 pieces of art that are donated, and if your name comes up, you get to pick your first pick, right?
Nice.
And you're the auctioneer?
So the gentleman who did this before did it for 20 years straight.
What happened?
Well, he retired.
Okay.
I got a call about 2 months ago, and they said,
Not
Oscar,
badly, hopefully, Mike.
No, he's still around. They said, would you
hello, Oscar. Would you like to come in and replace him? He fell. All right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
He might have been there that night.
Exactly.
And they said, would you like to do this?
All right, sir. Here we go there. What are they going to give for 'em? I have a $600 down here now, 10 now, 25 now, 35 now, 50 now, 60. Will they give me 60 now, 75, 75, another $85 on the bottom there. There was a boy in
Stop that. It's stupid.
If anything, I knew I hadn't put on my big red nose and my big floppy shoes. In
so you have to
time.
perform. You're an MC. You're an MC.
Yes.
Is that, all right,
but I'm ruthless because time is of the essence. I am ruthless because when people have maybe 30 seconds to yell out the name of the number of their art that they want, right?
Right, okay.
But if you take more than 30 seconds, because it could last, the evening starts at 4 p.m., right? It could last till 11, depending on how quick the groups.
So it's not. It's technically not an auction. It's a raffle.
More of a raffle. Yes.
So you select the number and then they call out.
Comes up on the big screen. The place is full.
Melting clock.
There was almost 1,000 people there, and you have to read all these
Wow.
names.
That's a tough gig. That's
and
a tough
I plugged
gig.
our show. You know how I plugged our show?
How'd you plug our
I
show?
said, "Who here has heard of cereal?" And I heard, "Woo!" I said, "We're nothing like that, but we'll make you laugh, and we're on your iPhone."
Way to go. Way to go. That's awesome. I
That's
like
how
that.
you do
They
it.
said, "Kill the MC."
That's right. And then he said,
I can just see him picking out a ticket and going, "Dos, siete, nueve."
did you get any art yourself?
I did. We were lucky. When my name came up early, I thought that everyone was going to think that the fix was in, and I said, "Oh, well." I was like, "This wasn't fixed, I promise." And then my girl yelled out a number, and I thought she was going to get one that we had a shot to get, but the one she got, I was surprised by it first. But when I saw it in real life, I was so pleased. Like an awesome piece of art. You can actually see it on my Facebook page right now.
How big is it?
It's probably as big as the TV, 48 inches. I
It's
imagine.
called-
It's a
my-
big,
yeah,
it's a big piece
It's
of
called
art.
Nude Podcaster with Clock.
Yes, but you can't see any of the parts.
No, you can. You can.
Because it's an abstract.
Lot
That's
of fun.
exactly what it is.
Nice work on canvas.
What?
I enjoyed it.
Is it oil?
No. It's just regular paint.
Well,
You know.
well, that's oil paint then.
Regular paint.
It's
It's
regular
house.
paint.
It's house paint.
Yeah, it's a Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah.
Right. It's house paint. It's got an off-white background with a biscuit finish. And a little deck stain, and that's the
Gentlemen,
penis.
I didn't say I knew about art. I said I could just call out
It's the
names
deck
and
stain.
numbers.
That's very nice. Well, congratulations
Thank
and
you.
thank you for your good work.
Had a good time. For the
I know,
community,
you know-
Mike. Anything for the community.
The best part was
Absolutely.
at the
And
end
the
of the
arts.
evening, Mike, when he did his famous biscuit finish.
Right. And that's Oscar's painting, Biscuit Finish, by the man with many sides.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I thought it was you.
What the?
What a pleasant surprise, Miss Steele.
Just Anna. Just Anna. You're in here.
I was in the area in business. Needed to pick up a few things. Are you free?
Yeah. What can I help you with?
Do you stock cable ties?
Cable ties, yes, we do. I can show you if you want.
Please lead the way, Miss Steele.
Just Anna. Is that it?
Masking tape.
Are you redecorating?
No.
We have 2-inch and 1-inch. But the truly self-respecting handyman will have both in his toolbox.
Of course you will.
It's rare to find a connoisseur these days. Do you want anything else?
Yes. Rope.
Okay. Rope, tape, cable ties. You're the complete serial killer.
Not today.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Robb Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Is that a real clip from the movie?
It's a real good clip, Mike.
Yeah. Well, when did the guy graduate from the David Duchovny acting
Mike,
school? Anyway,
That
yes.
was me at Radio Shack this past weekend.
Oh, you found one that was open?
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios from sunny Southwest Florida and our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, powered by Encore Insurance Services and heard daily for over 5 years at MikeO'MaraShow.com. We are online, on air, and on your mobile device. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why? Because they get it, and if you're here, you get it too. Our show today is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services. You know it. I know it. The time to buy insurance is now. And don't worry, because Encore is here to help. Encore surveys the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry. To compare premiums, Encore does all the work, so you don't have to. It's free, there's no obligation, and no salesman will visit you. Just call 866-347-5748 to get a free life insurance quote, or visit smartterm.com/TMOS. That's smartterm.com/TMOS. That's where you'll find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance. Protect your family the smart way. I'm smart.
I'm smart.
At smartterm.com. That's smartterm.com/TMOS. Well, happy Monday after VD, everybody.
Hey,
it's,
happy President's Day, Mike.
Happy President's Day, the convenient holiday.
Yes.
The convenient holiday. And that's I have a problem with that. I am a believer that holidays should actually fall on the birthday. And you know what? If you want to honor, to be honest, we get the rap around the world. We're in the broadcast business, and we do 79 minutes a day. So I'm not framing this discussion for our show. I'm framing this discussion for the work schedules of people with Joe jobs that have to slog in each and every day. I believe when you hear constantly about the fact that in Australia and in Europe they have a much better work schedule and their workers are much more productive, I believe that in this country we should honor these individuals. We have so many to honor, and I believe they should be national holidays where most people get the day off. But you don't do that in this country. What you do is you jam it into a Monday and you call it President's Day.
Yeah.
And it's the convenience of America, and no one gives a rat's ass who they're honoring, and I think it sucks.
It does suck, and I've done this example before, but I love bringing it up. When I was going to school in Richmond, which, wow, you know, was the capital of the Confederate States of America.
And Rob commuted with that siren in the background.
I did,
when he
because
was
I didn't
going
want to be late.
school.
But this is
Absolutely.
not that long ago. This was when I was in college in the 90s. The holiday in Richmond was Lee Jackson King Day, which
That's the
honored
racist holiday to honor the
Martin
Lee
Luther King.
Jackson. But they.
and the two generals of the Confederacy.
Right, so they balance that for all the asses down there that were
Right.
just saying, well, why's he getting a holiday? We ought to commemorate some of our Confederate generals.
But as you said, Mike, it sure is convenient to drop it in on a Monday and have everyone sleep in.
So I'm telling you,
Well,
I'm not
colleges
against.
still have school.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not against the 3-day weekend. I'm not. I think that we need more of them in America. We really do. But what I'm against
We need
is
more of them here on this show.
well, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we
we
do too.
definitely
Yeah,
do.
we
Yeah.
especially after last week.
I agree.
With our this would be our post. Everybody's sick on the show. This is our
Yeah.
post VD hangover that we
Yeah.
have on the show.
The VD
But-
is mentioning Valentine's Day, not why we're sick.
Exactly. Well, maybe.
I don't know.
But anyway, so yeah, I just don't. It to me is just like President's Day is what we do. We don't, as opposed to really. We love to say everybody's got to work so hard. We work harder. We work, and we're not as productive. But yet, when it comes to our holidays, as opposed to legitimately honoring someone on their birthday,
Right.
which I think would be. I think it's much more special that way because you actually take what is their real birthday and you honor them. But
Yeah.
no, we turned it into a holiday. How
For
about
example, when the 8th of March rolls around, I want to be celebrated on my birthday. I don't
Oh, here
want
we
you to
go.
roll
That's
it
the
to
first
the
he's
weekend.
mentioned it this year, Mike. Mark it on your calendar.
That's it. He's
Jot
so
it down.
good at it.
Jot
he
it
is
down.
so
Here we go.
good at it.
And when Mike has
8th
his
of
birthday, which I
March.
think is June-ish. When is it? June.
June 22nd.
Thanks,
Yes,
Rob.
and
I
we
knew that.
celebrate it on the day. We celebrate on the day, not
Yes,
on
we
an
do.
adjacent weekend. And when Oscar, well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he has no idea what my birthday is. You know why? Because I'm not needy. I love to tell
Yeah.
everybody.
No, that's true.
So the fact is, I think that the whole President's Day concept is something that I'm not a big fan of. I probably was when I was in school because they could, take the day. And
Well,
do
it was
that way.
easier when you were in school because there was a lot less presidents.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
that was
didn't have-
back
you didn't
when
have to carry
Johnson
the-
was
You
president.
didn't have to carry the slide rule to school.
But
I don't know.
remember when Washington and Lincoln were observed separately as birthdays both in February, right?
Yeah, but we didn't get holidays.
No,
right?
no, we didn't. No. Mm-mm.
And then when we got the President's Day, everybody got a holiday, and that's the way it works.
They
and I
love
think
that.
we know we honor these guys. They should be, they don't. I understand people want the 3-day weekend, but what if we had this to look forward to?
All right, let's bring
What
it.
if it was a floating
Sell us.
schedule where you honored both Lincoln and Washington, right?
Okay.
With
And to
two
be
men-
honest with you, I
two
would
big
also,
dogs. What about Kennedy?
I would also,
Also
honor,
great.
Yeah.
I would honor Jefferson as
I
well.
would too.
What about Garfield?
Funny
President,
cat,
I love it.
loves
Depending
lasagna.
on how much lasagna he had. Yeah, Rob beat me to
That was such
lasagna.
a
Thank you. It's shocker that Al Roker beat me to the lasagna joke. He ran to that lasagna joke as fast as a human being could run.
That's all I got, man.
The easy laugh. No one Spiewak. Thy name is the easy laugh.
Yeah, you find a path of least resistance, I become
Yeah,
Mercury.
Absolutely. That's
I'm
as
there.
fast as he moves on any level whatsoever.
Well, he's
As
a man
soon
of
as you
many
mention
sides.
Garfield. But yeah. All right, here are your holidays. All right, you give Washington. He's the first president of the United
Top
States.
dog.
Yeah, big dog.
Then you get, in my opinion, you get Thomas Jefferson. I think
Yeah.
he was the intellectual
TJ.
backbone of this country.
Great writer and a
TJ.
funny guy and a party guy.
Then you get your Abraham Lincoln.
Oh,
you wait a lot
Stand-up
of years.
guy.
You get your Abraham
Not
Lincoln.
at the end.
Rob mentioned. I think, to be honest with you, I think Franklin Delano Roosevelt ought to have.
Oh yeah.
He was my favorite sitting president.
And he's
Three
on the
terms,
dime.
correct, right?
He's on the dime.
Four.
Yeah, he got elected for the fourth, but he didn't.
That's
serve.
when they did term limits, right? The guys that hated him wanted term limits. After
Exactly.
That. So,
Well, I
see-
thought they enacted the term limits sort of as an honor to him after he passed.
Really?
I thought that's how it worked. Can you look?
Well,
it up,
yeah,
Brian?
I should know this. I studied history, but I don't remember.
His
that
nickname
one,
was
so.
Wheels, if I'm not correct.
That's his name.
So you got
That's
your
how I roll.
Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and then you get FDR. I think Oscar, you mentioned Kennedy.
Yep.
I said Kennedy. yes.
I think we go with Kennedy, and then
What about Lady Bird?
That was the first wife, the first lady.
I just love her name.
I think you got to get the last one, and you keep the Republicans happy, and they name him after everything. Ronald Reagan. Gets his
yeah, well, he gets
little
mostly buildings
holiday.
and things.
Reaganomics.
He gets buildings, but then you get the week, and it's President's Week.
I like that. And also,
now I'm doing convenience again, though. I would rather have national holidays on there. John Adams doesn't count.
Why?
Because he doesn't. Just because he had a mini-series, he doesn't count. Because Paul Giamatti played him in a mini-series.
Sam is much more popular.
No, Sam Adams. Yeah, also
Sam
Patriot.
Adams.
But you see,
and Sam Rogers.
Let's take a moment for all the great men that
Did
have
you see
preceded
that Alan Line one is out of a job?
Yes, Alan Line one, our former colleague, was well, it's the radio business.
Yeah.
You know, it
happens
works
every
out
5
that
years.
way. Yeah, it happens. So Alan,
Do you think he'll
we're
get a
feeling for you.
podcast?
He'll land on his feet. He's a networker. He's a connected guy. So my feeling is you bring in extra presidents to the fold, and then you celebrate on their real birthdays. If their birthday happens to fall on a Saturday or Sunday, you're SOL. You're screwed. If it happens on a Friday or a Monday, you get the holiday.
What if you have a floating president? If you want to do President's Week, you have the 4 key presidents, and then you throw in a curveball like James Buchanan.
Or
Nixon.
Or how about Nixon?
Oh, you know what you are? That is that's a polarizing
if it's
president
FDR,
right there.
it would be a rolling holiday.
He is married to the wheelchair joke today.
Hold on, let me get the. I want to get the calendar out.
The second one.
Oh, I think it's getting better.
We don't have a ROFO. We don't have a ROFO or a Mac in today, so we can't do our calendar of presidential
look it up, Mike.
holidays.
I've got a computer.
But I mean, it would be all over the lot. It would be all over the board, and that would be. You know, we honor St. Patrick with the St. Patrick's Day
yeah, but that's
holiday.
not really a holiday.
That's not. But that's also not his birthday. I mean, right? I mean, it's just it happens to be always on March 17th.
Mike, do you want to come up here for a St. Patrick's Day party?
That would be really a great idea. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you know,
that
December
should be
25th is not Jesus' birthday.
How about you guys come down here for a party?
There's something.
Yeah, I know. It's like 7 degrees up there. Why come down to where it's 82?
You know what? Let's look into that.
Why? Well, why, Rob? Why not? Why not? Seriously, you want me to come up there, but you don't like traveling. Right?
I never
is that
said
what
I
it is?
wanted you to come up here.
Oh, that's right. You didn't.
Oscar did.
I would go.
No, come down where it's warm.
I would go.
Stay at a hotel. Stay at a hotel. Bring your wives. You know, make it. Make it a weekend.
Turn into something.
I've been. To
you don't have to
Fort
stay
Myers.
with me.
It's
In
not
fact,
that
we don't even
great.
have to have any. We don't even come by. Come by the house and do a podcast, and then that's it.
And maybe not even that.
No, maybe not even come down. You know, I mean, how about that, you douchebags? Rob. You know what's funny is when Rob looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I'll come down there." No, like it's equal. Like me coming up into 40-degree March, Northern Virginia is the same as you coming down to like 11 days of 85-degree weather.
Of spring break.
Yeah, it is. It's a
Hey,
Valhalla down
are
there.
your daughters going down again for spring break?
Boy, you know it's so funny because you mentioned that we talk about.
Spring
You know, I've never had this time of year down here, and I will tell you this: that the floodgates have begun to right around now. Is when the phone starts
Your
to
old
ring,
friends
and
start calling.
the flights are already booked for my daughter and my other daughter. They're both coming down at
Nice.
separate times. Catherine's bringing a friend. I don't know if Elizabeth is. I have one hard and fast rule. I said, yeah, you can bring a friend, but you tell their mommy and daddy that they have to foot the bill. I'm not a travel agency here. I'm not doing that. You know, so they're coming down for that. And
Do they foot the bill for airfare or also lodging?
What, as far as you mean when they're staying, like the friend stays here?
Yeah, you could prepare a
the
small
lodging,
statement.
Rob. The lodging. You've been in my house, and you know the lodging potential in this home is so lean and mean that I would feel guilty if I charged a friend like a $200 a night
and
stipend or something like that.
You don't have to be Oscar in business school to know this. Is that demand determines supply, and you put a mint on your couch, all of a sudden you're a bed and breakfast.
We hit the brilliant idea though as far as guests coming down. We've got really one bedroom for us, and then we've got my office studio that I do the show from, and then we have another guest bedroom. But that guest bedroom now is occupied by the crib where the little guy sleeps,
it's the
and then we
nursery.
suddenly this was the nursery. I hate calling it a nursery.
I like it because it sounds like 1910.
It's a bedroom with a crib. And then suddenly I was sitting there and going, you know, whenever we're on the road with the little guy, we put the pack and play in whatever hotel room we're in. And when we're at somebody's house or we're guesting at somebody's house, we bring the pack and play and we throw his little stuffed monkey in there, and he sleeps anywhere. And so now we're going to bring the little guy into our bedroom when we have our guests.
And pack and play.
And problem solved.
There you go.
And
yes.
instantly a bedroom with privacy so that my mother-in-law does not have to sleep out in the couch, and then I stumble out in my boxer shorts and I have to run back in because I'm not dressed properly.
And Mike, I've been watching the Florida Man documentary. I think you have a third bedroom known as your lanai.
My lanai. You could do it. You could do it. You know, in a pinch, you could really, really do it. But anyway, the doors are always open for you fellas.
Thank you.
At the local hotels, which are within 10 miles of my residence. I will take a break and come back with more.
Hey, we're hanging out today with Justin Schlegel.
Yeah, you might know him as the man who replaced Mickey Coachella on the morning show on 98 Rock.
So listen in 2 years for the new More Network program, It's Justin, twice yearly. Rob and Joe Show, new episode every week, robandjoeshow.com, iTunes, and on the TMOS app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
It's Justin twice yearly. That's hysterical. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You know, with all the Valentine's fun that we had last week, we forget to tell you that the #1 engine that drives this show is Amazon.
True.
And we really want you to go through the Mike O'Mara Show page to get your stuff on Amazon. Some things never change. Death taxes, delicious canned cheese, and the fact that shopping through our Amazon portal remains the single best way to support the show. I forgot he wrote a new one. It doesn't cost any extra, and it means the world to us the next time you need to buy anything, even canned cheese.
Who doesn't love canned cheese?
God, does anything sound nastier than canned cheese? Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon button on our website. Then shop like you normally would. It's that simple. And now, because you love it, ladies and gentlemen, the Amazon Hot Buy of the Day with Rob Spiewak. Take it away, Rob.
If you crave tender meat that cooks in a jiffy, what you need is the Tefal stainless steel pressure cooker, Mike.
Ooh.
This 6.5 quart beauty is dishwasher safe and has a built-in pressure indicator. Save time and energy with the power of steam. It turns your stove into a culinary locomotive of flavor. Even the worst cuts of meat are delicious when they're pressurized. The Tefal stainless steel pressure cooker. Back to you, Reverend.
Wow, man, okay. All right. Special meat. If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's the best way to save money and support the show while getting what you need the easiest way possible. Remember, click Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And if you're smart, you'll bookmark it, bitch. So do that, please. We appreciate that. All right. Homework assignment was given to Mr. Robb Spiewak over the weekend to see the movie and see a current movie, which is really as painful an experience as Rob goes through. You know, most people would
hurt
think
me, Mike, because when it was called 50 Shades of Grey, I assumed it had to be black and white, but it's in full color. This whole movie.
Carla, I love Carla online with the dupe thing where it said we've actually downloaded the entire movie and we've got it here for you, and she. You know, they set it up so it looks real, and you click on it. And of course, I told her not to. And then she clicked on it, and it was like all the different shades of gray.
Oh, dear.
For like 2 hours. But anyway, you decided to take the missus and head out to the cinema, Rob Spiewak.
Yes, I said to Carrie, she was busy on Saturday, and so was I, because all my kids had to go everywhere. But I said, you know, Sunday, we've got an open afternoon. How about we go and see 50 Shades of Grey? And she said,
now let me ask you this. Let's get to the bottom of this, okay?
Right.
When this was done, was this presented as anything other than I have to go see this for the show?
No, I said that it would be good for the show after she agreed to do it.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Really? So this was just randomly you picked it. Did she? And she wasn't negative about it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, that's sweet.
Even though I thought she had sort of would have a bad taste in her mouth. You'll pardon the expression, of course, because she had returned the books.
Christ.
But she said, "Yeah, let's go see it." You know, she likes going out. She likes getting out of the house.
Like just a throwaway comment, or hey, let's do this tomorrow? How do you? I'd love to see how the Speedwax interact. Like, are you on the couch together? Are you in bed? Are you waking up?
I might have IM'd her. No, I'm kidding. It was,
from the basement.
Friday, exactly. I think Friday night when she got, I said, you know what? Sunday we have the day open. Let's go see that 50 Shades of Grey movie. You want to see it? And she said, yeah.
Oh,
I said
awesome.
It'll be great for the show, and besides, we haven't seen a current movie in forever.
Cool.
So we went and saw it. And she was into it more than I was, which was a little bit of a surprise because it didn't seem like her cup of tea. And we went to, we did not go to the Alamo Theater. We went to the Cobb Theater.
The Cobb.
What's the Cobb?
The Cobb is the one that's
closest. Oh, that's where
to
they
my
invented
house.
the salad.
Exactly. That's the one. And
right.
so we go in, and I bought the tickets on Saturday. I didn't know how hot the movie was going to be for a Sunday matinee, so I reserved seats online.
Way to go, Mr. Use the technology.
And I paid a $3 convenience fee, which was very convenient to reserve my seats, and I got the exact seats I like, which was an aisle seat about halfway back, 8th row. Beautiful.
Well, wait a minute. You can't buy movie tickets and pick where you want to sit.
Absolutely,
you can now,
yes,
Mike.
you can.
Yeah.
Reserve
Really?
seating
Yes.
online. It's fantastic.
Pretty awesome.
Really? How did I miss this?
It's called the internet.
No, but I think it's also exclusive to certain. I think it's exclusive.
No, I've been like on
to certain-
Fandango, and I've gotten movies online before, but it's like a general admission. I didn't know. So I mean, what are they? They don't have like they don't have numbers on the seats.
Yeah,
do
they do.
There are
And
certain
row numbers.
theaters that
Yeah,
allow you
I
to
know
do
that.
it.
I think Alamo pioneered it,
Yes.
but Cobb allows you to pick.
Oh, it's for those fancy theaters. We don't have those down here.
Yeah,
All right.
you got the talkies down there. Do you look at?
Well,
the
we got one place called Prado that I think does the same thing Alamo does,
Prado.
which is
That's a girl's
where they got the
fashion, isn't it?
flatbread. You got your flatbread pizzas. You got your drink service,
your,
and you come down there. My problem is when I go to those fancy theaters, my phone goes off.
Yeah. You go to Prado, they got them micro brews.
Oh, yeah.
You got your trail mixes.
Yeah, there you go.
You got your
yeah.
flavored cheese.
Well, I think it's
popcorn.
really cool that you got the seat you wanted. I think that was it crowded.
That's what surprised me is that it wasn't. I would say the theater was at best a quarter full, and we got there early, and every group that entered the theater, it was the same sort of pattern. It was like 3 housewifey women,
Housefraus,
and a guy that looked like he didn't want to be there with him.
Oh.
And he was usually carrying a tray with lots of snacks.
So I hear, I hear that this is complete BS. This movie is got like 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a horrible movie. It does not deliver the eroticism if people are looking for that. What was your impression of it?
I haven't fallen asleep in a movie theater in a long time.
Really,
but
that
when
bad?
it got about 2/3 of the way through, and by the way, I got some criticism on Facebook. The character is not named Vincent Gray because that would be the mayor of Washington D.C. We called him
Gray.
Vincent Gray. Yeah,
It's
it's Christian Gray.
Yeah, Christian Gray. Christian, hey, get it?
About 2/3 of the way through, when he was explaining why he does what he does,
Right.
I felt my eyes going closed and seeing a different movie in my head, but the dialogue was still there. So I never really lost my consciousness. I wish
but it was that bad. It was that horrible.
It was really bad.
Was it Lifetimey? Was it a Lifetimey kind of movie?
It was not even Lifetime. You know what it was? It was like Hallmarky.
Oh,
really, and even and the sex scenes
Yeah,
weren't.
what about Dakota Fanning's cans?
It's not
was there a lot
Fanning.
of Dakota Fanning?
It's Don Johnson's kid.
Oh wow! Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You know what I'm talking about.
That was the Freudian slip. Freudian slip.
Sure, I know. What
Somebody just revealed his wish list. Oh my God!
No.
Yikes.
Man, oh man, we'll say, hey, Pony, do me a favor. Before Oscar leaves today, please confiscate his computer.
That's right.
Will you do that?
That explains-
What is the actress's name? What is
It's
her name?
Johnson. Is it Dakota Johnson?
Let me look.
Because it's
Dakota
the kid of
Dakota
Mike. It is. I actually did some
Oscar
research.
Santana's. Oscar Santana's.
Known pervert.
50 Shades of Pedophile.
That explains why there was a sign in front of the building this morning when I got here to work. It is actually Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's daughter, and she got the best.
I didn't
looks,
know that was
the best looks of both of them. So,
Really?
No, I didn't think she was very attractive.
Wait,
at
is
all.
that Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's daughter?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
Don't they have another hot daughter?
I don't know. But
wait, doesn't Melanie Griffith have another hot daughter? This is the Coldie show. This is the Coldie show.
I'm
We're
looking
all
right
over
now.
the
I'm
place.
looking right now.
But which was funny because I said, "Oh my God!" So that's Tippi Hedren's granddaughter. So the girl from The Birds, the lead in The Birds, is showing me everything she's got. So that
Really?
was, yeah, but not enough. There wasn't enough.
So
nudity.
it wasn't like erotic because
No.
it was just kind of
There wasn't
formulaic.
enough female nudity to keep me interested. There wasn't.
Right.
The sex scenes were awkward to me. They didn't.
They Madonna came out with
$150 million.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
Madonna
Christ.
came out with a quote, something like that. It's a
Dakota
fine movie
Johnson.
if you don't. Dakota Johnson. It's a fine movie if you don't like having sex.
Yeah, that's the kind of the feeling.
Is that the way it was? Because it just was so.
And then
meh.
there is nothing really crazily off the chart like Taboo. There is, some beating of her in the bedroom.
You know
like
what it
for
is?
the S&M.
I talk about comedy all the time and how difficult it is to strike the chord where a great comedy falls in. You just don't. They're incredibly rare.
So rare.
And that's why I have such a respect for people who do it. I think it's the same thing in our internet age where we have access to everything.
we're desensitized.
You're not going to get.
If you're into goats.
Yeah,
You got
you
a
get
tag.
to see your goats and you get everything you want. Your Dakota Fanning page that Oscar
she's
likes
20.
to go
I
to.
just looked. I don't feel
Oh,
horrible.
God love her.
That's good.
That's
She's
good for
20.
you. That's
So
great.
if
Well,
Dakota
1 year to
Fanning-
wait.
If
that's
Dakota
good.
Fanning wants
1
a
year to
6-pack
wait.
of beer, call Oscar. He'll buy it for you because he's over 21.
Don't you think that if you've got a movie now that is trying to titillate the audience, you've got to probably bring something other than
It needs
like a soft porno. It's not going to work because everybody's seen
Well,
all that. It
but
doesn't really matter.
Beyond that, it's just it was a bad story, badly told. The dialogue is horrible, but the girls there, the ladies there, the fraus there were so into it. They were laughing at all the bad jokes.
Okay.
And at
all right,
one
so
point,
they liked it.
Yeah, they liked it. And at one point, I mean, I was out about 30 minutes into it. I was not into it. And at one point, when they're going into why Christian Grey has to be a dominant and she has to be a submissive, and she said, "But Christian, why?" And he said, "Because I'm 50 shades of effed up." Except he says the word. And I turned to Carrie, and loud enough for other people in the theater to hear it, I said, "That's why they call the movie 50 Shades of Grey."
God. And Carrie got into it for the whole thing, or she was
Carrie
into it the whole
liked
time?
it. She gave it 3 stars of 4, and she said it was sexy. I said,
Oh.
okay, whatever.
Well,
Did you
that's an
race home?
endorsement.
Did
It's
you
probably...
race home?
Yeah, but there was a basketball game for Robert, so I'm sorry. Although we might have lit the fuse on the dynamite, someone licked their fingers and put it out.
Oh,
So
man.
it
Oh,
was,
that's too bad.
yeah. So that was $9
Did they
gone.
teach you how to tie different knots?
You know what? It was the whole thing. It really outside.
$9 gone. You know he hated it now when he's telling you how much it costs. He won't talk about 15 or 18 bucks when he slaps that down to see the Wizard of Casablanca or whatever the last movie
my
you went to
favorite
see.
movie. But the
Right.
thing that I walked away from it, I think one of the problems with it, and it happens in a lot of movies, you didn't root for anybody in the movie. I didn't like anybody in the movie.
Yeah, the
I
character
didn't-
development
I
wasn't
didn't
there.
feel sorry, or I didn't feel in sympathy for Anastasia, and I certainly didn't like Christian Grey. So you don't have a rooting interest in the movie, and
Right.
if there's no payoff with wonderful nudity, I mean, I might as well be home watching Co-Ed Confidential.
Oh, Coed, you watch that?
That's
That
a
is
great
the
show.
worst
It's a great
softcore ever.
It's a fine
Ever.
show.
You sit there.
I've
like,
never watched Co-Ed
oh,
Confidential.
because you're a better man.
No, it's because
You
I
know
just
who- you know
don't.
who watches that?
I don't pay attention as much
Mike,
as I used
it's a
to.
throwback. It's a throwback to when Rob and I were probably young kids.
Yeah,
And
I
we're
think
like,
that
oh my
might-
God, Skinamax is on. Co-Ed Confidential.
the
Our parents
Hitchhiker.
are in bed.
You remember The Hitchhiker on HBO?
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
That was a drama that promised
I
at least
really,
one best shot of show.
you know, the last movie I saw that I'd say would approach a decent amount of eroticism was Gone Girl, the Ben Affleck movie that had that
with
hot
the
wife
student?
in it.
No,
Didn't
the
you
hot
think
wife.
she? Yeah, well, the wife was
The-
kind of sexy in her
the
own way
girl he was
before she
cheating
got
on
fat.
was amazing.
Oh,
And that's you know who that is? That's the lady from.
Oh, is it Dakota Fanning?
No, it's the lady from the music
wish.
video from Robin Thicke.
Really?
It's
Oh, yeah.
Emily Rakowski or whatever. her
Oh,
name
I didn't know
is.
that was
But
her.
I do think,
Radikowski or whatever.
She
that
gets
name is.
stopped.
from what I did a little bit of reading, and most people seem to agree amazingly, the movie is better than the book.
Yeah.
Because they said the book was horrible. But I think with better writing and if they did something with the story, it might have been more.
What about
erotic.
casting? What about if they put different casting in there?
I don't think you can save it with
He
that.
got a lot of attention last night at the Saturday Night Live reunion. I think John Lovitz would have been terrific as Christian. We keep saying Vincent Gray.
I would like to see Vincent Gray in the movie.
Would Jax? Would he have been a better Jax from
Charlie Hunnam?
Yeah, from.
Yeah, maybe.
From Sons of Anarchy.
I think because I think one of the problems is
they're killing the guy. All these critics are killing the guy.
He's too young for the part. I think.
Well, here's what the guy is. This is like I don't even have to see the movie to formulate. We used to do movies we haven't seen, and we do the review. I will tell you, this is what the new guy is. The new heartthrob has to be completely emotionless, expressionless.
Brooding.
There is no acting. There's no charm in any of these guys. The Twilight douchebag, Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
He had no charm. David Duchovny started this trend.
So you're looking for someone
he has no charm.
So who is charmless. That's who's hot right now?
That's what works now. Is you Yeah, that's right. He's got charm. My pony boy.
Mike, a fun fact, and you'll enjoy this.
50 Shades of Nicotine.
There are 6 different types of knots used in 50 Shades of Grey, the filming.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm now being a person that loves boating and loves being on the water, and a horrible knot tire. I am pretty obsessed with knots. So give me the knots.
Okay, we've got a sheep shank.
Yeah,
a sheep shank I cannot tie, but I know what it is.
A miller's knot.
I don't know what a miller's knot is.
It's named after Dennis Miller.
A fisherman's eye.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You know what
that.
that
Well,
is?
I've seen that when. Well, it's usually after a long day on the water and you can't make it to a restaurant.
A slippery hitch.
Never heard of a slippery hitch.
A bow knot.
That sounds delicious.
Now there's a bowline, which is the only knot that I really know how to tie.
It's spelled bowline, right?
Let me go get it. Hold on, I'll tie a bowline.
I tell you what, Mike, we need to take a small break, and when we
all right,
come
we'll
back,
take a break. When we come back, I'm gonna go get my rope
and your wire ties and your masking tape,
and I'm gonna tie a bowline for you. I'll be right back. Actually, now do we have a promo here where I can go get my?
I can put a promo here. If you
put
want.
a promo in. I'm gonna come back.
You bet.
So excited. Hey, Rob, quickly.
Yeah, before the promo.
Yeah,
What?
there's no. I'm just reading knots. Like there's no knots that are actually used or depicted.
So
in the
you've
movie.
just made it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, when he gets back,
but don't tell my.
Ask him about Don Knotts.
Okay.
Also good.
Hey guys, this is Mickey Coachella. Please listen to my podcast. It's Mickey.
What about me?
What?
What about me?
Well, it's my name, Mickey.
What am I, just the looks of this show?
Yeah, perfect for a podcast.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You've heard me talk about my sleep number bed and how
Yes.
great I sleep. Coming off another fabulous weekend where it just seems almost medicinal, where I will be so twisted and bent and stooped when I slide into my bed at night. But when I wake up in the morning after I've been in my sleep number bed, I will tell you something, my friends.
Yes, my friend.
I am a new man. I want to tell you about their Ultimate Sleep Number event. It's happening right now. You can save 50% on a limited edition bed. Every new Sleep Number bed is available with Sleep IQ technology. Built-in sensors tell you how you're sleeping. That allows you to make adjustments and optimize your sleep. My Sleep Number setting, I boosted it up over the last week or so to an 85.
Crazy
I
man.
believe Carlos is using a 65 right now. You'll only find Sleep Numbers at a Sleep Number store. Come in during their Ultimate Sleep Number event where queen mattresses start at $599.99. Plus, you can save 50% on a limited edition bed. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today only at one of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. Don't forget to smile. And tell him Mike O'Mara sent you. Thank you very much. All right.
You know, Mike, I was just thinking when you talk about you call it a bowline, but it's spelled bowline, right? It's the typical boating knot. Isn't that the one that the chief is trying to tie in Jaws? Where he says,
Rabbit goes in the hole, rabbit comes out of the hole.
Goes back in the hole again.
That's how Mike taught me.
Really?
Right,
yeah, that's what he taught me in
All
Maine.
right, so you make the loop.
This is what you would use on Carlos' ankles, Mike.
Right.
If you're keeping
so the
track
rabbit
at home.
goes into the hole.
Right.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Nice.
Goes around, comes out
This is
again.
erotic.
Yeah, you know what? During the movie 50 Shades of Grey, the rabbit went into the hole.
Bada bing.
Do you want some sexy rope music, Mike?
Hold on a second. There we go.
Carla, give me your feet.
There you go. Give me your feet. Bring it around like this. Take it back up, and then when you take it back up.
Come on, Carl. Let's go in the red room and tie rope.
Yes.
All right,
Carla, make sure you get a steak before we get in there. You know, I don't like to eat.
I messed it
when I'm
up.
in bed.
All right, hold on.
Okay, little rabbit goes into the hole.
Yeah, it goes into the hole.
Right.
Oh, around here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the way you go.
There you
It
go.
Comes back. This
All
way.
right. All right.
Right here, and then we
Look
pull
at
it,
that.
and then
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah.
she's not going
There, see
anywhere.
that? Look at that.
There you
Look
go.
at that. And then you gotta. What it does, what it's really for, is to make a little loop. At the end of your line, so that you can put it on like a cleat, or you can tie it around a dock, and you can
or
wear
an
it like
arm,
that.
Or high heels.
That's right.
But if you look at it, I'll show you the knot because this is a good view of it right there. That's the perfect.
Get a picture
poem
of that,
right there.
Pony.
Yeah, please, if you
Hold
don't
that.
mind.
Keep holding that up
that's
so
the bone.
Pony can snap a picture of that. And you know what? I'm
He's
not
coming.
Why did you have rope so handy?
Because I practice knots.
Oh, you
I
did?
practice them. I don't. I'll show you the square.
The
You
land
get
of
it, Pony?
eroticism.
Pony. By the way, seriously, I don't think a human could move that fucking slow. I swear to God, Pony, will you take it? Sure.
Well, he's very delicate. He's
And
delicate
also,
about
to
it.
be fair, Mike, before the show, I tied his feet together.
Way to go, Christian Grey.
I think it's Vincent Gray.
I
Are you-
did find a quick article that's from a dominatrix that went to go see the movie.
Yes.
Would
And
you like to see the standard square knot? Which pet
Oh,
people
please,
probably-
please. A
So
standard
it's,
square knot.
what it is, it's left over right, then right over left,
He's
then
so
back
proud.
around, and here you go, right back around.
Mike,
You know
it's this. It's,
God damn it! This is what happened. I was braiding the line.
You know what shocks me, though, is for someone who loves
Yeah,
not so
look at
much,
that.
why do you have Velcro closures on your shoe?
I don't have Velcro closures on my shoe. Hey, Rob, I got your package, though.
Oh,
I got
cool.
your package.
Excellent. Are you wearing them?
And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
By the way, Rob sent me down
The shoes.
the shoes from the listener that,
Yeah.
by the way, spent a fortune for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
for you.
And
Well, I thanked him.
And the thing is, they the ultras that you said, the
Yes.
running shoes,
Yes.
were a perfect fit. The Keen sandals, which
Yes.
are like top of the line
sandals.
were too big. My question to you is, could I take those brand new sandals without a receipt
worn by two men.
or a gift receipt? Yeah. And by the way, they did have stuff on the soles. Did you wear them for a while?
I put them on to try them on. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
It really didn't.
Yeah.
Well, is there any way I could get that to a store that
I
sells
think-
those
I think
and get my
Carla-
own size?
I think Carla could.
Oh,
Really?
Carla definitely could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the batting of eyelashes,
Yeah.
she could do
A
it.
little cleavage.
She could say, I'm sorry, and there was no gift receipt with them in the package.
Right.
So you could just say, these were a gift.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them. I just need to go down half the
Yeah.
size for my husband, or he's going to tie me up in the red room tonight. But I think you could probably do it.
You think we could pull it off?
Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah, I get it done. It's
All
worth
right.
a try.
So, anyway, those are the knots. What were you going to say, Oscar, about something?
He has an
online?
article.
They said that the Hollywood Reporter had a dominatrix go and watch this movie.
It was Rex Reed.
To see how consistent.
Is he still with us, Mike?
I think he is. Oh, no, maybe he died. I'm not sure.
I will check.
To see how consistent the S&M was in the movie. She says that you don't need wire ties to tie someone up because they can cause nerve damage.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to use some
And the
sort
thing
of
is,
rope.
the real dominatrices, they actually think about stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Whether
yes,
you can
yes.
hurt somebody.
Not
by-
that
by
animal,
doing
Vincent Gray.
Not
The mayor.
Christian Grey.
Do you want to
Thank
know? Do you want to know what the safe words are in the movie?
Yes.
Oh, please.
Yellow if it's getting close to her threshold of wanting to stop, and red is her safe word.
Red.
Red.
Does she use red at all?
No, because a big part of the movie is he has a contract about what he's able to do to her and what he isn't.
They
And
both
li-
signed.
Oh,
and
no,
like-
stop for a second, because I know nothing
Yeah,
about
me
this stuff.
neither.
I'm asking stupid
Back
questions.
up a little bit.
Rex Reed is alive.
It's weird because we've got Rob as the reporter for 50 Shades of Grey, which is in and of itself a delight.
Is this
the
a
fact
non-compete? Like a
Yeah, what
player
it is
pay?
is that if they were to break up, she couldn't have sex anywhere in that market.
That's an inside radio joke.
Love it.
He signs a contract with her?
He prepares a contract, and if you go by the story, what happened is, as a youth, when he was like 15...
Do you have a 50 Shades of Grey music while we're talking about this?
When he was 15, he was brought into the dominating lifestyle by a friend of his mother's, okay? But then he was a submissive. But because of that, he's become a dominant, all right? And he's had,
what, the friend by this lady, was it a lady friend of the mother or a male friend of the mother?
He was clearly abused.
Yes.
In a good way.
So he's abused.
Right.
You know what? Isn't it weird that
and
in a society...
that to me could have been a fascinating aspect that was underexplored in the movie.
Yeah, but if you're like 16 and a hot woman comes and she, hits on you and then you
But here's the thing,
she really hit on him.
You know what? I want to go on. I want to go on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, because
there are a couple of reviews
look,
that get it.
I'm going to say it. For guys, I think it's just different.
It is.
It's just
I think
different.
Yeah. It's like when
I would have killed for one of my mom's hot friends to say, "Hey, let's try this."
Or a teacher in high school.
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me,
I know.
Mrs. Patterson?
And
so that's why he is into this behavior.
That is his backstory. Yeah, and so what happens is that he explains that he's had like 12 other, I guess, I don't know the exact number, women before Anastasia.
Oh.
And he has prepared a contract of what she is willing and unwilling to do.
Nice, because when you're in business for that long, you learn a few things.
Right. And there is a very protracted scene where they have a meeting in a
Starbucks?
No, in his office, because he runs Gray Industries or something. I don't know. He lives in the Gray building. And I think I can say this. One of the only laughs I got from the movie that was supposed to be a laugh is she said, pursuant to page 5, section 13, what is a butt plug?
Wow. All right, let me give you the two reviews that I remembered when I read them. One of these reviewers, Adam Fendelman, writes,
hello?
Beneath, and Rob, I want your opinion on this.
Right.
Beneath its curious surface, 50 Shades of Grey is an uninformed and unrealistic romance set in the BDSM world that dangerously dramatizes sexual violence and glamorizes domestic abuse. True or not true?
Agreed.
Oh, party pooper.
So now you just back off, Mr. Masochist, okay?
No, I agree.
Mr. Misogyny, will you just keep in your pants for just a second? We're talking about the movie here.
Because I was so upset and bothered by how much I didn't like this movie. I don't care that this is a spoiler alert.
No.
But at the end, towards the end, she says, if I'm to sign this contract, I want you to show me what is the worst thing you can do to me under the contract. And he takes out Pedro Moreno, and he beats her with a belt. And I think it's supposed to be sexy. I can't tell at this point.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It really is.
This is the great hypocrisy of sex in America. This is the great hypocrisy right here.
He meant it. He meant it. I didn't care for it. It made me ill at ease, Mike.
The other review that I like says this.
Don't like hitting women either.
It says 50 Shades of Grey panders to Twilight's housewives and teens demo using that story's template, but with kinky sex. The sex is incredibly boring, and the alleged romance between a naive college student and her stalkerish zillionaire suitor is deeply troubling. Do you agree with that one?
It is. The whole movie is troubling. Everything about it. And one thing, after I saw
a bunch of squares.
Squares. I'm just reading reviews. I'm just reading. Oscar wants me to hate it. Oscar wanted me to watch it. Oscar, this is what Oscar would like me to come in and do. I didn't understand half the stuff they were doing. I came in there, and by golly, I didn't know why people have to get all worked up about sexual things.
What's a butt plug?
I worked after I saw the movie. I went and read about it on IMDb, and apparently,
I went to the theater manager, and I said to him, "By God, if you're showing this kind of trash, well, I won't be bringing Mrs. O'Mara by the theater, and I certainly won't bring my family in here. And how about lowering those prices? I'd like popcorn for a nickel."
I want Can I go see 5-cent bag of popcorn?
Would it be weird if I saw that movie alone?
No.
As a matter of fact,
I'm jumping on that right now. Today would be great. Do it before the snow gets here. Well, you get before the snowstorm comes in. Get here and do it.
When you hear all the reviews and the word of mouth trickling, it won't be hard to get a seat today.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a couple other things I wanted to tell you. Is that
because
of the
this
Thursday
is good. He's
night
rolling
opening,
on that. He's carrying 2 segments with this today. I'm proud of the boy.
On the Thursday night opening in Loudoun County, where every woman in the whole county drank wine and went to see it.
Right.
that there were arrests for drunken and disorderly women at the theater at the Thursday night opening. And
nice.
Cindy Baruti, who is a P1 and a great, great lady.
Yeah, I know her online.
Yeah,
She's online all the time.
She said, it almost ruined it for me. And
there were arrests?
Arrests. Now, that doesn't beat. Now, this is only a rumor, simply a rumor.
Yes.
But Friday night, a man was caught pleasuring himself at a theater outright.
Oh, no. You know you're going to get that.
But I after the movie,
going.
as I'm walking out, I looked at Carrie and I said, that guy that was arrested for doing that, when in the movie does he do that? Because there's nothing sexy enough in the movie to do it.
Maybe he's really into contracts.
He might be. He might be into the contract scene. But
it happened in Glasgow, too, in Scotland.
Did it?
Police arrested 3 women at a Valentine's Day screening of 50 Shades of Grey after reports a man was loaded, I guess. Officers were called to the Grosvenor Cinema in Glasgow on Saturday night after reports a group of drunk and rowdy women had turned violent.
No, this is great because at the Cobb Theater they have a bar. Okay?
The Cobb Theater.
The Cobb
I just
Theater.
picture. Hello, if you got any problem about our drink prices or the candy, go see Mr. Cobb.
It's Lee J. Cobb, Mike.
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, calm down, Father Paranoia. I'm sorry. That's you won't get. Hey, that's when I have a cold that we're doing Lee J. Cobb. When we do Lee J. Cobb on the
And
show,
Oscar,
calm down, Father Paranoia.
For 20 seconds, Mike did a show just for me. No, so
if you want to see Lee J. Cobb, you have to get The Exorcist, and he is the detective in The Exorcist. That's the only Lee J. Cobb that I know. Calm down, Father Paranoia.
So we got there early, and we already had our tickets, so we went to the bar. It was 1 o'clock. Carrie got
some beverages.
Carrie got a seltzer because she didn't feel like. I had a screwdriver.
God, I'll tell you, they're having all sorts of emergency vehicles outside the window. I can hear that today. Wow,
and so we're seated at the bar, and just the wine drinkiest looking lady comes into the bar. And keep in mind, it's like 12 degrees and windy.
And it's like early afternoon.
11. It's 1 o'clock. It's at the 1 o'clock on Sunday, and she comes up to the bar, and I mean, she does a big sniff because she's been out in the cold, and her face is all wind beaten, and she's in a big brown coat, and the bartender says, "Can I help you?" And she says, "Yes." What flavors of mojitos do you have?
That is just
because there are women coming in to just get drunk and look at Christian Grey.
By the way, Oscar mentioned Charlie Hunnam before from Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Charlie Hunnam this week is probably taking whatever agent or publicist or one of his managers out to dinner that told him, get away from that project. Do not do that. That was a brilliant move.
And then he walked away.
That's right.
He was all in, and I think he knew it was just going to be what it is, which is a cartoon.
It is a cartoon.
That's what
and it's just the whole thing when you look at it. When she goes to his office, I think the building has big letters out front that just say Gray Tower. And it's like in Police Squad where it says police station. It is really written at like a 6th grade level. And
that's great.
It's
that's
just
fantastic.
it was
Oscar, any chance at all? We got one
counterpoint?
because we really have only this is one day. This is right. I mean, you know the rules.
I can go tonight. This evening, because I can honestly I can just take an Uber down to the Georgetown.
No, but can you take Shannon? Because I would love to know.
No, she works. So it'll just be me.
That's a shame because the thing that blew my mind is Carrie and I are usually of one mind when it comes to stuff.
Right.
And she thought she liked it.
I
just couldn't believe it.
Well, she's an
chick.
oddball.
Well, yeah.
She's an oddball, that one.
Well,
she truly
look
is.
Who she chose to spend the rest of her life
Before
with.
we go to break
I'll
here, real quick,
it.
please, that'd be fun. Yeah. And if you don't, it's not the end of the world. It's really this thing. Maybe it's half a day. I'm saying it's got one more day of legs. It's probably a half a day.
We might need to do a show by 5.
Rob, I have to tell you this. So down here in Cocoonville, I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but Valentine's Day dinner, and I am not exaggerating here. We had, at the Cocoon Club, we had a fantastic time with a table of 3 other couples.
Right.
And I am not lying. I am not exaggerating. All the men at the table were in their 80s. And I had a blast. I will talk about the little dichotomy down here in Cocoonville where the people in their 40s and 50s, it's a little more awkward down here. Represents a little bit more, I think, of a threatening situation. The fact that we are down here and there's a huge age difference, it's just kind of different.
You know,
the people that are long-term residents that are in our neighborhood down here could not have had a better time with a funnier group of people.
What it makes me think of is, you know, there's all the cliques in high school.
Yeah.
And it's always such an honor to sit with the seniors.
It is, absolutely. Then, really quickly, I got a chance to go to the senior golf tournament down here. They call it the Champions Tour.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got all the old guys like Bernard Langer and Freddie Couples and these guys. And coming off the golf course, after we went to – I put this on my Facebook page. I've stalked this man for years because he has my last name. The famous golfer, Masters champion, two-time major winner, Mark O'Mara, was working on his swing after his round of golf, and I stood there and just stood on the other side of the rope and just stalked him. And I said, Mark, would you like to get a picture taken with the other O'Maras? I said, hi, I'm Mike O'Mara. This is Carla O'Mara. And he was a great guy. He turned around and goes, well, all the O'Maras are here.
Oh,
and we turned around and we got a selfie taken with him. But Carla was holding her Michelob Ultra when she was taking the, which she would not let go. The last sip has to be consumed, and it got in the way. And so it was Mark O'Mara, Mike O'Mara, and Carla O'Mara peering over the top of a beer can, which I thought was a lot of fun. Check it out on my Facebook page. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
On a tire wire. One side's ice and one is fire.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, I hope you're not tardy, but if you are tardy, ladies and gentlemen, you haven't gotten your Mike O'Mara Show bonus package.
Got to get it.
Grab a mirror. Look at yourself. Such a pretty face, huh? You're beautiful. And you look even better when you smile. Plus, they say laughter is the best medicine. Am I right about that, ladies? Of course I am. So why not make yourself look better and feel better? The best way to do it, subscribe to the 2015 TMOS bonus package. Laughter, it's great medicine. It's better than putting a great lotion on your body. Subscribe for a full year, and you'll get full access to all of the 2015 bonus content that we're generating as we speak, on-demand video access to every bonus show. That's a real treat because we do all sorts of Christian Grey things. Access to the entire bonus show anthology at over 25% savings, and it's a great way to support your favorite podcast. All the deets are waiting for you at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Just click the banner mark TMOS bonus packages. How easy is that?
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey.
And now you can pay with a credit card. Hooray for Matthew Bloom.
Woo.
Can you pay with a credit card, Oscar?
Yes,
Do you have all the information that you got over the weekend from me so you can pay with a credit card?
Now we can.
That's good. The TMOS bonus packages, go get them and laugh your way to health, ladies and gentlemen.
News.
Boo.
Did I miss something?
No.
Well, when you look at Oscar, Rob, and you go like this, I'm like, what's going on?
He didn't know the spanking was really something he should be upset about.
What's that?
And 50 Shades of Grey, the beating.
Yeah. And also, I'm bothered. I don't know how well you can see Oscar, but it looks like he hasn't shaved in about 6 months.
I'm growing a beard.
So it looks like he's about to open up a Greek nightclub.
But what were you doing? What were you doing with your gesture? What was your
just verifying behind the scenes that the credit card stuff was up? Which
because I told him we had to get all that information.
Well, is it ready to go?
Yeah,
is
ready to go.
Is it ready to go? Okay, just checking. I want to make sure too. Oscar was here till late in the day on Friday. Just so you know, guys that listen to this show. Behind the scenes, our guys, Matt and Oscar, getting it done so that you can get the bonus packages on your credit card. And I do appreciate you guys doing that.
Oscar
and I want the
Santopoulos
listeners
says
to
it's a go.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Conan O'Brien has trumped us, boys.
How?
He is spending his President's Day weekend in Cuba. He is in Cuba.
How about that?
Oh, nice.
He is taping segments for an episode of his TBS talk show to air next month. The network says Sunday that O'Brien is taking advantage of President Barack Obama's efforts to improve relations with the island country. O'Brien's show on Cuba will air March 4th at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. TBS promises the trip will give O'Brien's viewers a rare glimpse into the daily life of a country not often seen by American viewers. So
this is going to
cool.
be fun.
And make sure they all see the cake before you cut it.
Enjoy your cake. It's always The Godfather with Lee Strasberg, correct?
Exactly.
Is that
if it's
the
not
actor?
him, it's Lee Jacob.
Greetings, Father Paranoia. And the voice for that today, too. Benedict Cumberbatch, Rob's favorite actor, married his girlfriend Sophie Hunter on Valentine's Day on the Isle of Wight.
Oh.
W-I-G-H-T, the
It's a
Isle
racist
of Wight.
place, right?
Welcome. How are you? Welcome to the Isle of Wight.
Just off the coast of South Carolina.
Yeah, nice to have you with us, you see. I'd like to tell you, here on the Isle of Wight, we offer wedding packages. Anyway, they're also expecting their first child. There were about 100 guests at the wedding, including Martin Freeman, his co-star on the TV show Sherlock, and he's in the Hobbit movies also. Who cares? Yes.
I never understood why this guy just got, like, he's on fire, right?
Yes.
He's absolutely on fire. And
I want to see the movie that he's in, about the code breaking.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot the name of that movie.
I do want to see that. What is it? Unbreakable?
Impersonation game or something like that.
It's not the
Michael Maris.
If you're going to try to help, at least don't screw it up.
And you should know that was Mike's collaboration with Parker Brothers in the 80s.
Is it the Imagination Game?
I think it's the Imagination Game.
Impersonation Game.
The Impersonation Game had the Pop-O-Matic bulb, and it was you and Parker Brothers. It would say,
look, when I sent Brangelina that script, it was dead on the mind. Well, there were a lot of tweets from women who believe their lives are now over because he is the it guy right now, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, eat a sandwich, Benedict.
On Friday, Gary Busey hit a woman with his car.
Oh, no.
No, not okay.
Busey was backing out of a parking spot at a grocery store in Malibu. He reportedly knocked her over, but she wasn't seriously hurt. She was treated at the scene and left. Gary hung around while the paramedics were there. He wasn't cited, and investigators say there's no indication that he'd been drinking. Gary is 70 years old. When asked for his ID, Gary told the officers he didn't have a driver's license, but he did have a seashell. I'm sorry.
Do you get the
that's not
impression
true.
that Gary Busey would have hung around outside the grocery store whether or not he had hit the woman? He's just hanging around.
In my right hand is a driver's license. In my other hand is a seashell. But anyway, 50 Shades of Grey. We've been talking about it all morning. They dominated the box office this weekend. $81.7 million in its first 3 days of release. That is the best President's Day opening weekend of all time, the second biggest February debut ever, and the fourth biggest R-rated debut in history.
Whoa.
We love garbage in this country.
I'm so pleased to be a part of it.
The only other big release this weekend was the spy thriller Kingsman: The Secret Service, which looks fantastic to me.
And great reviews. That's the
that
thing.
debuted in second place with $35.6 million. Movie experts, if it's had this kind of first weekend, I think maybe next weekend people get more into that
It'll
film.
top.
Could have
I bet it does
second
better
weekend.
next week. Yeah,
should be interesting to see. Edmond Memorial High School is right outside Oklahoma City. It has exactly 1,076 female students, and we know because on Friday, every single one of them got an anonymous Valentine's Day card along with a piece of candy.
Oh, that's
nice.
But it wasn't the school trying to make sure no one missed out. An anonymous student did this. This is a cool move. I love this. The card said, quote, "Remember, there will always be people who care about you, and I will always be one of them. Love, Anonymous."
Hey.
That is just
cool. He's playing a numbers game. He's like swiping right on Tinder.
It was anonymous, so he didn't care. Secrets don't last long in high school, though. Eventually, word got out that the student was named Dan Williams. He did it. He worked all summer to save up enough dough to pull it off. Dan told the local news he did it because, quote, "To know that someone cares about you is the best feeling in the world. I don't care.
Kid.
I'm not going to be cynical about this.
shouldn't
I love this young man, and I think that's
Stroke of genius.
That's fantastic. I think it's great. And give him all the credit he needs. And he probably leaked the story that it was him. No, that's terrible. I can't do it. I have to be cynical,
Mike,
don't
he's
I?
the only sophomore with a publicist.
There you go. Now a little something, something. A 20-year-old guy was on a trolley in Chula Vista, California on Friday afternoon and met a 37-year-old woman on board. And even though they were total strangers, they made an aggressive, spontaneous decision, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
Are you getting the trolley song?
I am.
Clang,
We're going to
like
go
the
to spots
trolley?
with it. Yeah.
They got off the trolley and started getting it on in broad daylight on the sidewalk.
Oh, it's not good.
And they filmed themselves, I guess, trying to make an amateur porno. As you might expect, a bunch of people called the cops in Chula Vista. Love that name. Because, again, two people were going at it on the sidewalk in the middle of an afternoon. When the cops got there, they found the man and woman dry humping, and they didn't even know each other's names.
The worst kind of humping, Mike.
The man was arrested. He was taken to jail. The woman only got a citation, and the people who called the cops got a free matinee. Yeah, yes, There it is. That's right. Hey, this trolley's too cramped. Let's get on the sidewalk and do it, shall we? We'll take a break. When we come back, it's Rob and the Magic Audio Vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show, the weirdest show in the world. Thank you.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Perkins.
I'm Gary Stein.
On this week's episode of the show, we make our Oscar picks.
We do. And I also tell another embarrassing celebrity story.
Yeah, this one involves Jane Fonda again. How many times are you going to embarrass yourself in front of Jane Fonda?
About 14.
Check us out at iTunes Podcast. Subscribe to The Tony Perkins Show.
The Tony Perkins Show. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Sing, 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 went my heartstrings from the moment I saw him.
What's worse,
right,
that you called the fact that I was going to get it or the fact that I had it?
Well, you know, it's weird that I wanted it. That's what it is.
Yeah, you always want it.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, listen, kill that music. Shipping and mailing is a no-win situation.
True.
I want to tell you about Stamps.com. Trips to the post office, they eat up your valuable time, and leasing a postage meter is very expensive with multi-year commitments and hidden fees. Luckily, there is a better way with Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you use your computer and printer to print official U.S. postage right from your desk. We love it. We've used Stamps.com for years, and you should too. We really do love this. You got to give it a try. Here's what I want you to do. Act now for a free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer. That includes a free digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Just go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone and use the code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Stamps.com and TMOS. Perfect together. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, Feb 16, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Stamps.com is so great when you send shoes to your boss. It's so easy. Boom, bam. Boom, bam.
You know, Rob, I really hope that Carla can get the the exchange.
You know what? You won't
for
be
those,
able to get.
I really like
I
those.
think what you'll get is either store credit or an even exchange.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have to go to the dealership.
Fine with that.
I think that's what you'll get. All right,
Absolutely.
Mike, and you are in, what's the state you're in again?
Florida.
The Floridian of the day.
Yes,
sometimes, and tomorrow we will be speaking to the director of the movie Florida Man.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
join
we'll
us
have
for
him
that.
on tomorrow. By the way, programming note, a little weather coming into D.C. We are accounting for that. Probably a little late start for all you people that like to watch us on video. We'll let you know. Rob will be online letting you know exactly when the show will be taping
text you
tomorrow.
as soon as my car gets stuck on the parking deck.
Very, very good.
The Floridian of the day, Mike. Sometimes all you need is a good friend.
I know no matter what pain I'm in or what situation I'm in, if I see somebody, like my friend, and I got a dime, he's going to get a nickel of it. I prefer to be a worker among workers and a friend among friends. That's all.
That particular quote was my favorite quote. You know what? Regardless, it's not a bad philosophy of life. And I actually, these people. Some of these people are really down on their luck. I actually
a
like
nickel
that.
going to get you?
Okay, you bastards. Keep playing the audio
Speaking
ball.
figuratively, I'm sure.
The wrong audience for this, obviously.
You know what? This one, Mike, made me sad because I really always enjoyed this man's work. On Friday, we lost Gary Owens.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing it.
Direct from the recovery room of the beautiful Uptown Burbank Hospital here in beautiful downtown Burbank, NBC presents Rowan and Laugh-In's Martin, starring Dan Rowan and Dick Martin.
I'm guessing Oscar probably has never seen an episode of Laugh-In.
No, I remember Martin.
I will tell you this. Gary Owens, one of the really probably did a little damage for your standard radio announcers because it was such biting satire, but at the same time, anytime you have announcers that are spotlighted, you
gotta love it.
It was and he was so jived.
Where would he do this?
He was a disc jockey for his entire life in the Los Angeles area, but he was the announcer for Laugh-In. Now, Laugh-In burned fast and hot. It was one of the '1 shows in the world in like 1968
was it a game show?
and '69. No, it was a comedy show that was like a variety show, but it was joke. Have you ever
Stuns
seen?
me, that you're in your 30s and you don't know that. I mean, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and you're right, it did burn fast. How many years was it on?
I think it was was on for like 4 years, but only really hot for 2.
It was the show everybody watched. It
Cutting
was the
edge.
number
Have you ever
one
seen a show like on Nickelodeon or a kids-based show where they open a door in a wall and someone sticks their head out?
Yeah.
That was the joke wall. That was the big contribution that Laugh-In. They invented the joke wall, and it was sort of the predecessor to Saturday Night Live, because there was a cast that was a rotating cast,
live,
and it was not live, but it was very fast.
Goldie Hawn was one of their biggest stars.
And Mike, I think this is pretty fascinating. You talk about how he was a very, very typical radio announcer. Here's explaining how Gary Owens got the job announcing on Laugh-In.
George Slaughter was a radio fan of mine,
Love
so
his
we went
voice.
over to
Can
the
you stop it for a
steakhouse
second?
restaurant.
Here's the funny thing. He's the real guy like that. You hear, George Slaughter.
His voice.
Was but I mean, these guys that do this, I think they can't do it any other way.
That's how they do it. And Oscar, you should know that up until he died, he's the booth guy for Kiss FM in Los Angeles.
Ooh.
So he's been in radio forever.
George Slaughter was a radio fan of mine, so we went over to the smokehouse restaurant for lunch one day, and we walked into the men's bathroom there, and because of the acoustic tile, I went like, "My, the acoustics are good in here." And George says, "Hey, that's what I want you to do on the show." But I was imitating the old announcers because the acoustic tile, and that's how I was hired to be the announcer.
And also,
that's sweet. He was doing shit.
That
and
is
he got
such a
job.
great story. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it comes that way. That's
the
fantastic.
young youngsters will know him also recently, the voice of Space Ghost, from Space Ghost Coast to Coast and the old cartoon. Here he is, to give you an idea of his age. It was 1959. He was on in Oakland. Just a quick tape of him on KEWB.
This has been KEWB Instant News. No sooner done than said. At the tone, music.
Anyway, he's a
funny.
talent, and I will miss him.
He said he wants to parody the old time. He didn't parody the old time. He was himself.
He was.
That's why he did that. That's Gary Owens.
That's cool.
Yes,
anyway,
the way he did it
I
all the
shall
time.
miss him. Jim Cantori could go at any time, and I'd be okay with that. Did you see him excited about the thunder
He knew exactly
snow?
what he's doing. He knew he was going to go viral with this. He
Of
knew
course.
that he knew this would get Jim Cantori notice. Blah blah,
Blah, blah, blah. So just a taste of it.
Oh, yes! 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 We got it, baby! We got it! We got it! Woo! Woo!
I'm sorry, that's 50 Shades of Grey. No, it's Jim Cantori.
And he's reacting to thunder
The
snow.
fact that there was thunder snow, and you know what, big deal. All right.
Right.
Madonna, this very seldom happens that isolated vocals leak and you sound good.
Oh.
When she was at the Grammys dancing with all the men in their horn masks.
Right.
Here are the isolated vocals of Madonna singing Living for Live, or Living for Live, I guess it is. She sounds great.
Took me to heaven, let me fall down. Now that it's over, I'm gonna carry on. Lifted me up and watch me stumble. After the heartache, I'm gonna carry on. Living for love, I'm living for love.
As she's dancing.
Yeah. And that's pretty amazing for an 80-year-old, isn't
That's
it?
really, really good.
You jerk.
But Rob,
She's not 80.
Rob, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I was impressed when Madonna came out, but I said, yeah, she does look a little fit. But when you played the Madeline Kahn, I'm
true.
tired. Oh my God!
And you know what?
cracked me up.
That goes to Ronique in Las Vegas. He's the first one that made the comparison.
I'm tired.
Now, little Michael is too young that you can really mess with him, like to do something that you know is going to bother him. My kids are too old for it, but there is a sweet spot when you can really annoy children, and it's one of the greatest pleasures you can have. Here is a young man that purposely changes the words to a song in Frozen to piss his daughter off.
You don't have to see a snowman. If you want to be a snowman, you don't have to pee a snowman.
So, guys, go ahead and have kids and do that, because that's fun.
And then videotape it. Yeah, what a great parent.
Now, I do close with this. I love this. People were theorizing that Ruth Bader Ginsburg might have fallen asleep at the State of the Union address this year.
It's a great
She
clip.
addresses it. This is very funny.
The audience, for the most part, is awake because they're bobbing up and down all the time. And we sit there, stone-faced, sober judges, but we're not, at least I wasn't, 100% sober because before we went to the State of the Union,
Fabulous.
We had dinner together, and I vowed this year, just sparkling water, stay away from the wine, but in the end, the dinner was so delicious it needed wine to accompany it.
So she was hammering. I understand there was some sort of special on Saturday Night Live last night. I don't know. I didn't pull any tape. I'm sure it's online.
Yeah, way to go,
Magic
Rob.
Audio.
There you go.
Have a great Monday, everybody.
Good stuff. Screw them. Anyway, Lauren. That's it. Another Mike O'Mara show is coming on.
Lauren.
Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you wish to correspond with the Mike O'Mara Show, send a letter or package to Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177, Gary Owens. To get your message or birthday request into the mailbag, send it to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. We do that on Wednesday. The Mike O'Mara Show relies on your word of mouth. Tell a friend or family member about TMOS and make sure they get it too. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, the only 2 guys in the world that could make me feel good on a day I feel like crap, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.